So the 14th, I was at a business breakfast at Yrityssalo at the IoT Campus. And we had this Alf Rehn as the guest lecturer. So this is my summary and conclusions of his teachings. He was creating the lecture in 3 different parts: economy, innovation and leadership. And his main focus was, why is innovation so hard? And why is it easy to get stuck in routines? So the main cause for economies to get stuck is due to there are no longer any monocrises, but there are polycrises. We are getting security and we want the smarter ones, the educated ones, the ones who knows better to decide for us. And Alf Rehn, he mentioned that email was invented when he was born, and still after 51 years we haven't learned not to replay all. So despite these very revolutionary inventions, we are not equipped to use them. So the change is not created by inactivity, but in activity. We are always creating these stories to understand an issue and make it transferable to someone else's understanding sphere. So in polycrisis we should just accept and take one step at a time and decide which steps are more important than others. As he mentioned a lot of different examples. Elmhult, a company that makes the worst furniture ever in the area of Sweden, where they are renowned of making the best furniture ever. And his first act was to break into a furniture fair where he was locked out of, and from that illegal act became his success, and IKEA was created. Other success stories are Flekke in Norway. They created the bestseller, and no, that's actually Denmark, Flekke, yeah, in Bande. But in Norway was this Nedrevast, in a small little village, who created AutoStore, automatical storing robotics or systems. So it's not the extraordinary, the fun, the sexy business that is making the money. That's the marginal money. But the boring business, that is the money. The more boring the business is, the more money you can get. In Odense, you have only 130 robotics companies in one little town. And in this business part, he mentioned that there are three commodities Finland should export. It is water, sewer systems, and our elderly. Water is a scarce commodity in China. India and Russia has it. When in China is out of water, you can imagine what is happening. And the sewer systems in Finland or all over Scandinavia are so exceptionally good that we should export that to Dubai, for example. He mentioned that there are truckloads of waste disposal traffic for the sewer systems. And the elderly, if entire Finnish population focused on just the elder care, as these small companies in Älmhult, Flekke and Nedervats, if Finland would only take care of 1/5 of China's elder care, entire Finland would be employed by it. So about innovation, the second part. He mentioned that sand, that's a scarce commodity nowadays. That mentioned that Chinese government is hiring mafia, maybe triad, to steal sand from other construction sites to promote certain construction sites above others. So the government is hiring illegal elements to steal sand. So he was comparing the jail sentences for distributing crack versus distributing sand. So you get the same amount of benefits with less amount effects if you get jailed. A couple of months of jail for stealing sand compared to 20 years of jail distributing crack or heroin or something, drugs. So the innovations we are encountering are AI, all the expertise and special skills, we can outsource those to AI, product life cycles, LCA, and etc. They can calculate those for us. And metaverse, virtual reality, that's another innovation that will grow, expand our existence. We can go check a house in our own home without ever leaving the prospect to see the prospect where you are attempting to buy. And quantum computing, that's the third. When we master that, then we have another level of growth. He mentioned that in the World War II aftermath, the growth didn't come from industry. We had the Industrial Revolution already, but the growth expansion came from utilizing also the women in the workforce. So instead of half the household was working, entire household was working. And in the future, education level, that's no barrier for you to start companies, create innovations. AI will do that for you. You can harness education to work for you. And the leadership part, timing is of essence. We believe that avoiding making mistakes according to our past, we are set for the future. And he cited William Goldman, who said, "Nobody knows anything." And while this Alf Rehn was a professor at Royal Institute of Technology in Sweden, he had two graduates who was making asking him to be co-founder of their new company. He was so impressed by this philanthropist that he wanted them to become professors like him. But they wanted to start this company, and Alf Rehn, he couldn't see their vision. But in the end, they created SoundCloud with a 80 million revenue, and it's the most important R&B music platform there is today. So the timing is very important, and who you need to believe in yourself. You don't need other people to believe in yourself. Like IKEA, no one believed in him. He believed in himself, and it became reality. Multiculturalism is difficult. In general, the tribalism is making us think that if you think alike, we play best. But as with this is now my own ideas. Rome, it rose when it collected influences all over from their surroundings, but then they collapsed when they started to block these influences from their surroundings. And Alf Rehn mentioned that, my own interpretation, that failing faster is the key. Do the mistakes, learn from mistakes, and most of all, enjoy making mistakes. Don't be afraid of them. Be brave and continue. We have this idea park in Finland. No one believed in it, and the owner believed in it, and it became a success. A mall in the middle of nowhere. Who would have believed that it became a success? People from all over surrounding cities and actually all over Finland who are passing by, they are visiting the Idea Park Supermall. And he mentioned another successful story, Kojamo. Their parents, it was a repair shop, and their parents was living there for the kids, and it was highly competitive industry, the repair industry, and the kids started to focus on one super small niche, alternating how your car sounds, making it sound exactly as you want. So they asked the clients to send their sound file, and they would modify the car to sound as the sound file would be. If you had a cheap Lada, you could get it to sound like a Formula One race car. The exciting ideas comes from boring businesses. So you have to create, as a conclusion, you have to create routines that break routines. Fail faster, my friends.